I am sitting outside. It is September 30th, and what we are now referring to as Truth and Reconciliation Day. I have very mixed feelings about it. Not that I agree with taking children from their families because we believe they're uncivilized. I definitely think that's wrong. However, a lot of people that I have met growing up and my best friends growing up through elementary and junior high are Native, First Nations, whichever is the politically correct term. And I practically lived there on weekends. So, yeah, I don't think I'd be the person I am today if I had not spent as much time with my second family growing up as I did. So, and my oldest, no, I should not share that. Okay. She can share that if she would like. Yeah, we have some very close family ties to First Nations. So, while I reflect on my conflicting emotions about it being completely wrong to, kind of beat the savagery out of people, just because they were doing what we aspire to do now, which is live off the land. Yeah, it's very crazy. Yeah, I am forever grateful that nobody took my children away from me while their home life probably wasn't ideal. Nobody stepped in and said, "You're doing it wrong. How dare you do it that way?" I don't know. I was allowed to make my mistakes as a parent, and I'm trying to extend my daughter the same courtesy, where I try to give her advice instead of, you do it this way and that's the only way, because there's very rarely only one right way to do things. So, and I have the same conflicting emotions when my children tell me some of the stuff that was going on in their heads when they were growing up, because for the most part, I love who they are today, and if it wasn't for some of the wrong choices that we made parenting, then who knows? Who knows how they would have turned out? I tried to instill in my kids that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. And, like, if you, I don't know, throw a ball and it hits somebody, well, don't do it again because it hurt them. That kind of thing. But, my kids didn't make very drastic mistakes. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I'm finding a little bit of a chill in the air when the breeze hits me, but I'm also sitting in the shade, so it's nowhere near freezing right now. And for those of you who don't live in Canada, it is not snow to your ears 12 months a year. We have a few months where we can have trampolines in the backyard and enjoy them, and go to the playground with our children or grandchildren. Excuse me, sometimes both. Yeah, even even in Alaska, they don't have winter all year round. And you'd be surprised at the pretty flowers and scenery that you can come across in, well, basically anywhere, but even the places you consider um, extremely cold, extremely, um, yeah. I live in a house, not an igloo. I've never been inside an actual igloo. We tried to build one in our yard when we were growing up. Um, yeah, it's really hard once once you get to the curved part to get them to get the blocks to stay properly. So I don't think we actually were successful in that. Um, one of the places we lived when my son was in, I think, grade 5 or grade 6, he made tunnels in the backyard. So he could crawl through them, and I think he could crawl through them, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if he could crawl through them, but he dug them. And we had a dog, and it was so that the dog could have, have a little bit of an obstacle course in the backyard. So, yeah, it was kind of entertaining to watch him do that, and he had fun. So, the bad part about having a dog in the winter is you don't go out and pick up their little treats all the time, so it kind of leaves a lot for the spring and the summer. And, sometimes the backyard smells like a toilet. So, we don't have the dog anymore. So, yeah. When I was dog sitting, I got very lucky and did not have to take those dogs for walks because they are very big, and I had just a little dog and he would pull me down the street. So, yeah, I would have had to take the dogs one at a time, and dogs don't really like being left behind, especially when one is going and the other one is not. So, I got to just let them go in the backyard, and it was either really hot or it was raining outside, so I just stayed inside because the way it was in that house, it was nice and cool. So I could, I could sit and not be a big ball of sweat and, be comfortable. I wasn't watching TV. I was watching, I think, Netflix. I watched The Umbrella Academy and started rewatching The Bureau of Magical Things. So, The Umbrella Academy is very hard to describe. And given how each of the first 2 seasons has ended, no, sorry, I think there were 3 seasons. Yeah, there's 3. But given how each season ended, it was kind of interesting that they could continue on. From the first to the second season was kind of weird, but then from the second to the third season, it's really hard to explain because almost everybody died, and then they were able to go back a few minutes in time and change that course of history, and it's very weird. Season 3 was, well, they jumped into different time eras as well as, it's very hard to explain if you haven't watched it. You might like it, you might not. But season 4 will be interesting. What else did I think that was pretty much what I watched there. The Umbrella Academy was a lot darker than the Bureau of Magical Things. And the Bureau of Magical Things is based in Australia, so fun accents. Yeah. Just waiting to see if anybody's going to hop on and watch. So far, my oldest and youngest were told that I am going live, and if anybody wanted to join me, they could come outside and join me. Obviously, nobody has yet. Yeah, we wound up, we went out for lunch today, and one of the topics of conversation was, I don't remember how it started, but started talking about the drink, the Shirley Temple. And my daughter said, the oldest daughter said that one of the children in her adopted second family, in her boyfriend's family, was told she couldn't have a Shirley Temple because there might be alcohol in it. But the Shirley Temple was created for Shirley Temple as a child so that she could have a fancy drink and kind of look like she was fitting into the Hollywood parties she went to. And it was a Mai Tai minus the alcohol. So we started talking about that, and my son's girlfriend asked if a Mai Tai was spicy, because it kind of sounds like it might be. I can see why she'd think that. But yeah, I said no, it isn't. It's a tropical drink. Well, actually, I didn't say that. I should have. But compared it to a Shirley Temple, because the Shirley Temple is the children's version of the Mai Tai, and the Mai Tai is the adult version of the Shirley Temple. So, yeah. What did I tell her was spicy? She thought that it might come with a spiced glass. Kind of how with a Caesar, you salt the rim of the glass. And I think it's supposed to be salted with a margarita as well, but I don't think I've ever... I think it's been dipped in sugar when I've had it. I don't know. That's just what my take was, because I didn't want to mix salt in with my alcohol and my strawberries, because it was a strawberry drink. Yeah, so I said I think that the Caesar is possibly a little bit, has a little bit of spice in it. Excuse me. And then I said Prairie Fire, which is it's a shooter, and it has Tabasco in it. And she said she knew that because when she had first gone to a bar when she was 18, which is our legal drinking age here, and it is not the same Canada-wide, it is in Alberta, though. So I kind of smiled and said, 18? That was the year, that was your age the first time you went to a bar? And then, I'm not sure if my children knew this or not, but the first time I went to a bar, I was 16. It was my sister's friend and my friend. She's a friend of the family, basically. It was her 18th birthday. My sister had turned 18 about a month prior. And, yeah, there was a get-together at her house, and we were watching movies, and then I was going to go home because I had gotten in trouble for breaking curfew. And my sister said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going home because I'm supposed to be at home by," I think it was 10 or 10:30 that night. And she said, "No, I cleared it with Mom. You're coming with us to the second part of the party, which was in a lounge that the chain doesn't exist anymore. It was Franklin's. Yeah, there was a restaurant, and then there was a lounge side as well. So this was the first bar that I went to, was the Franklin's, and I wasn't the youngest person there, but we went in as a group, and I'm not sure how nobody got ID'd, because when I was 16, I probably didn't really look 16. I probably looked a little younger, although I didn't think I was going to be going out that night. I, didn't put on makeup. I didn't, a surefire way to get ID'd is to look like you're trying to look older. So, one of the younger of us kind of blended in the middle of the group, and, there were a couple of drinks, and there was dancing. That's why we went there. I don't think I danced. My sister gave me a sip of her drink, which was a Long Island iced tea. Don't think that was my first alcoholic beverage, but, oh no, I know it wasn't. So it was my first in public alcoholic beverage. So I had a sip of her drink. I just ordered regular pop for myself because I didn't want a chance getting ID'd. And, well, you could at least at that point you could get ID'd at the door coming in. You could get ID'd just for sitting there. And of course, when you'd first order, they would, if they thought you were not of age, then they would check. So, after that, I don't think I went into a lounge until I was actually old enough, because I didn't want to take the chance of getting caught, and, if I was going to get caught that night, at least my sister was with me, so, yeah, it was a very interesting night. Yeah, when I was 18, I would get ID'd at the door, and I remember I went to a lounge close to where I lived at the time, and I got ID'd at the door, and I was supposed to meet a friend there, so I sat and I was waiting for my friend to show up, and a waitress came by and asked me if I wanted anything, and I was like, "Oh, not yet, I'm still waiting for a friend," and then she checked my ID as well. So, at least back then, I guess, bartending rule of thumb is once they've served you alcohol, then they assume that your ID has been checked. So, once you've been served, then they can't really go back and say, "Well, I don't believe you're of age, so I'm not going to serve you anymore." It was a very weird policy. I remember going with, it was actually the same bar where I was trying to meet my friend at that time, but I don't think she showed up then. We went with, there were a group of us, and one of the girls was underage, and she had asked for somebody else to go order her first drink, and that way she didn't have to worry about getting ID'd anymore. So, That's just a really, really weird policy, because bartenders do actually have the responsibility of not over serving people. So nowadays they check ID very thoroughly on your way in, and if you don't have proper ID, you can't just, bribe your way past the bouncers. So, because it's their liquor license that's on the line if they get caught serving underage people. So, yeah, I don't know. What else should I talk about? We went to a mom and pop place for lunch. For me, it was my first meal of the day. I didn't end up going to sleep until after 5 in the morning. So I got up and got ready to go, and yeah, we went to a mall in Edmonton. I believe it's billed as the oldest mall in Edmonton. It's Westmount Shopping Center, and there are a lot fewer places to eat in the mall now than there were before. We went to Nikki's. It is partially Greek food. You can get burgers. They can do like an open-faced steak sandwich. Like, they can, get as fancy or as plain Jane as you want. I got an order of poutine and my drink, and that was good for me. My daughter got a hot hamburger, which is a plate with, you get a piece of bread with a hamburger patty on it and a side of fries, and they cover the fries in gravy, but she paid extra for cheese on her fries as well, so they made her fries poutine. My son had a donair plate with onion rings, and his girlfriend had poutine, and then there was also a cheeseburger deluxe ordered with onion rings. So cheeseburger with onion rings, but well, it normally comes with french fries, but he'll substitute onion rings. And yeah, we all got our drinks and enjoyed our lunch. And there was a store that they sell a lot of things. They sell vinyl, they sell video games, they sell posters. My children's father wound up getting 2 records, and my daughter got 2 video games. And then we went to Safeway, because that was just down at the other end of the mall. Oh, and they also sell t-shirts. Like, what kind of shirts do they sell, Lizzie? I'm assuming like some video game shirts and some band t-shirts. Not necessarily the tour date ones, but because I believe you can only get those if you go to the concert. But I didn't go in there because I thought I would see things that I wanted to buy and couldn't afford to buy. So while we were on our way for lunch, I got a message sent to me because yesterday's live, I had mentioned that if you are Canadian and have direct deposit for your GST payments and carbon tax, that I I said that the dates that they should be coming for direct deposit, because I got those off of my Canada Revenue account, and I got a message that I thought was from one person, but ended up being from a different person. So I was like, well, if you have a My account, you should check on there to see when you should expect yours, because mine's being directly deposited, so I know that I will have access to that money probably about 5 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, so I will be getting that on Tuesday. The carbon tax is coming on the 13th. So I think if it's getting mailed out, then they should be expected on the 5th and the 14th. So they may be coming a day earlier just to get people to, to encourage people to do the direct deposit. What weekend dinner? So that she'll have the weekend dinner covered for the 15th. It's going to be half of the payment that you got last time, because last time was 2 payments. So if you remember what you got last time, divide it by 2. Birthday dinner. Okay. Well, happy birthday to whoever's birthday it will be that weekend. Just trying to figure out if I know. My nephew's birthday's coming up. But his birthday is before that weekend. I might know the person, but I might not. I don't think I'll know the... Okay. Yeah, you can remind me later. I got invited out to a birthday dinner on Tuesday. So I have to figure out how to get to where I've got to go. So I don't remember if she messaged me the address for the restaurant. So yeah, I'll have to confer and see if I can figure stuff out. I just looked to the side at the same time a dog was barking, but I thought I heard somebody on the stairs in the house, but that doesn't necessarily mean anybody's coming outside. So I don't know. Let's see, what time is it? Okay. So it's a little after 5. It's 5:18 according to my phone. Oh. Okay. That clue isn't helping me, because the his that I first thought of, I don't know if I was thinking of the right his. You can't read my mind, and I'm not going to say it out loud. Yeah. Oh, the reason that I don't have a pop socket on the back of my phone is that the case that my phone is in is magnetic, and it it goes into what I call my wallet, which is actually part of the phone case, and it magnetizes into place. So yeah, if I put a pop socket on the back of my phone, either I won't be able to use the case, which I need to have a case on my phone because I am a dropper. That is what I thought. Okay, I wasn't aware that his birthday was in October. I knew it was coming up, but I thought it was like a November or December birthday. Although we're getting more and more December birthdays in our family. So, I remember my mom and my aunt going through the months out of the year that we were celebrating birthdays in and that we weren't. And I think for my aunt's extended family, there were only like 2 months that they had with no birthdays out of the year. And I can't remember what it was for our family. We have January. We don't currently have February. My grandfather's birthday was on Valentine's Day, so we used to have February. March is my dad. March, April, and May consist of my mom and her siblings. My friend's birthday is a day after. Oh, actually, your grandfather passed on the 18th. Your grandma changes the day that she does his, the celebration in memory of him every year. Let's see. Well, sorry, you were what, 11, maybe, when that happened? No, you wouldn't have been 11, you would have been 10, because your brother hadn't turned 1 yet. Let's see. So, March, April, and May, we have birthdays. June, we have at least 2. July, that would be me, and my grandmother was in July. At least one of my cousin's children is in July. And my brother's youngest was born the same as my grandma's birthday, so we still celebrate that one. August, we have my oldest and my youngest grandchild at the moment. 3. Well, I was thinking of your cousin and my uncle. Let's see. So we're at September. My cousins were born in September. I have a nephew born in October. My brother and sister are November. My son is December. So yeah, we've got 1 month out of the year that we don't have birthdays in. So we're gonna have to find somebody with a February birthday and incorporate them into the family. And every month of the year we'll have a reason to get together. Or more. So, ooh, hey, there is somebody I don't know when their birthday is. So, anyway, travels through my brain. What else should we talk about, Miss Lizzie? Let's see. We went to Safeway, so I have snacks for another night or 2. Some sparkling apple juice for my birthday next year. Well, I am hoping to have fireworks for my birthday next year, because next year is a big one. So I'm hoping to get a lot of the people who have the same milestone birthday as me next year to come out and do a big celebration in the middle of nowhere, just to commemorate. Yeah, well, Sparkling apple juice is nice and celebratory, and it's non-alcoholic, so it's a fun drink. Yeah. So, yeah. I've talked to a couple of people about that, not too many. Yeah, so I want to have those of us who are not lying about our age are turning a milestone, and I have decided that the people who don't feel ready to be hitting that milestone can be turning 25 or 21, whichever they choose. So, you know, yeah, but then again, if you're going to lie about your age, you're going to have a selected age you want to be. When we were growing up, my mom always, that game you're looking for, we'll have to wait. Oh, I think I know what she's talking about. She was talking in person about that earlier. She's looking for a video game online that we used to have, and she wants to get it again. She has a tendency to do these kinds of things where she feels richer than she is, and then spends all her money, and then says, oh wait, I have to pay for this and this and this. I don't have any more money. Okay, well, yeah, $85 for a video game is quite a bit, and especially since you have other versions of that video game, it can wait, right? So, and yeah, if you're buying things through Facebook Marketplace, you're never really sure of the quality. So, I mean, I like buying my games new because, I don't know, there's something about being able to unlock all your own accomplishments, but there's also something about having everything unlocked and you kind of feel a little spoiled. Like, an example is the very first time I played Mario Kart, everything was unlocked, so I didn't realize that excuse me, there were tracks you had to earn to be able to drive on that game. Yeah, so everything was unlocked. I didn't have to, all the characters, all the cars, everything. Didn't have to earn the rights to use everything. Yeah, I like playing Mario Kart. Well, hope springs eternal, sweetheart. Let's see. Oh, my phone's down to 53%. Whoops. My thumb just kind of slid onto the screen, but you couldn't see it because it didn't slide over the camera. I don't know. I can't really think. Those were bits. Well, you don't have to get everything right away. You can kind of sit on the idea for a while and, get it when you can afford it, or I don't know, maybe let somebody get you one for your birthday or for Christmas or something, because, those things happen every year. That's still pretty expensive, and do you really need another one right now? Do you really need another new game? Constant arguments. Oh. Some puppy doesn't like cars driving down the street. Yes, you said it'll have to wait, but you're still kind of keeping your toe in the water and, yeah. I have to be careful with spending my money for the next, when I get my GST payment and my carbon tax, because, while the combination of them will be enough to cover my prescriptions, I have to make sure that I have enough. So if I overspend, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So I'm kind of enjoying seeing the little bit of blue in my hair. I'm not sure if you can see it. Just kind of looks a little tinted blue. I also have to remember and keep in mind that I have an appointment coming up to visit my place of business and hopefully find out if I am in the running to be in charge of my own office. So that will be exciting. As far as I'm concerned, it's not good lick. Yeah, thank you. Good lick. You. I know what you meant, sweetheart. I knew you meant good luck. As far as I'm concerned, it's not a done deal until I'm actually in the office and have the position. So, I have to make sure that all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, and somebody else doesn't step up who might have more experience than me. So, don't know. So, if I am in charge of an office, I will have different responsibilities. I will have more responsibilities. And I've gotten to see the office manager at the office I have been working at for the last 5 years. If I wind up back at that same office, it will be 6 years, but I'm hoping to, kind of move up the chain of command and, get a little bit more, get a bit of a raise with that, and, I would be closer to full-time than I am now, so, yeah. I think I will stay out here until I run out of water. I have ice in my cup. I think we should do craft night. Well, you said this weekend's craft night depended on how your foot feels. So, I mean, it's really up to you when you want to come back from your weekend. She has a weekend home that isn't here when she's not sick. And last weekend she was sick, so she didn't get to go, I think. No, it was the weekend before that she didn't get to go. Yeah, it kind of throws me off when she is usually gone for the weekend and then she's here. It makes me forget that it's a Saturday or a Sunday. Have you tried washing the dishes that are in your sink? Just saying. Might have something to do with it. So, I very well might have heard somebody on the stairs. Because when I came outside, she was in the living room, and now she's downstairs. Well, take out your garbage. I love you, but, if you take out your garbage, maybe the fruit flies will follow the garbage. So, excuse me. I'm still coughing a little bit, but I'm not coughing up nearly as much as I have been. No, but where it is coming from, you throw that away. Or clean it if it's not something you're going to throw away. There's many things you could do besides complaining about it. So, let's see. What else is new and exciting? I think you missed something. You know, because of the smell in your sink, so you must have missed something. Trying to think of anything new and exciting. The boys were here kind of late last night, so they were jumping on the trampoline. Having kids burn off energy never worked for me. My kids' energy seemed to multiply when they did stuff that I thought would tire them out, but yeah. Ooh, she beat her father's score on pinball. Was that before or after you got mad at the game? So, yeah, pinball on the Wii. Extra fun. Somebody's walking through leaves. Before she got mad at the game. Do you have anything exciting and or newsworthy or not newsworthy? I did check before I went live to see if there was anything on my list from Popcorn Planet or Nerd Report, and they were both silent today, so if there was a notification, it was probably not in a Wi-Fi area when it came through. Yeah, I just definitely hope everybody is safe. Weather-wise, strife-wise, nationality-wise. I was happy to see some of the orange shirts today, that every child matters, and I think that was the only saying on those red shirts, that the ones that I saw anyway. I don't remember if they had any other sayings on them. I wore one of those last year. I guess I did know that this was a thing last year. But, you know, it's not as big as Christmas, so I kind of tend to forget things from one year to the next. Yeah. Got some birds singing in the background. Dogs barking. I wish that worked for you when you were little. She destroyed all my makeup, which is when I basically decided it's not worth it to buy makeup unless I'm, you know, planning on using it more than once or twice, or getting it for a special occasion. But yeah, she got into my makeup bag, and everything that was pressed powder was danced into the carpet, and very, very messy. And it was in an area that we couldn't access easily if we were, you know, more than 3 years old. So, I believe you were either 2 or 3 at the time. So, it was a little while ago. Of course you don't remember that. You were either 2 or 3. And I'm guessing you kind of got in a little bit of trouble for that. You don't always like remembering when you were in trouble. So That was back when makeup was cheaper, though, because, you know, she's old now. Yeah, that was another topic of conversation. When we were on our way back from lunch, we were talking about makeup. My daughter gets stuff from BoxyCharm, and it's correct me if I'm wrong, because you're watching. Is it something that you order specifically, or do they kind of send you a surprise pack where they send you a variety of things that you might like? Excuse me. So we started talking about makeup prices. Oh yeah, they do send a surprise box. Okay, so you don't necessarily know what you're getting, and you kind of hope you can figure out how to use it properly. And excuse me again. Yeah, I remember when I first started buying makeup, I could get an eyeliner for 99 cents, and that was way long ago. Scentbird, you can choose what you're buying. I've never heard of Scentbird. Then again, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have heard of BoxyCharm either. So, it's a perfume thing. Okay, well, I don't use perfume on a regular basis, so, yeah, I remember, you know, I would get a couple of different shades of eyeliner and get some of the cheaper nail polish, and yeah, where, you know, if you spent $5 on a thing of nail polish, it was spending a lot of money. So, oh, way back then, all of Canada has GST, and most provinces have, or territories have. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know about the territories. I have heard very little about them, tax-wise. Sales tax. There's a provincial sales tax that Alberta is the only actual province that doesn't have one. I'm not sure about. Okay. Yeah, I don't wear enough makeup to justify doing something like that anyway. Yeah, $5 to spend on nail polish was a lot. And my brother's girlfriend said that the last time she bought eyeliner, it was $25. That's why I mentioned the sales tax, was because the price listed was what you paid and didn't have to. You're not going to sell me on BoxyCharm. And they don't give you a commission, so I wouldn't try too hard to be a sales rep for them. Oh. Yeah, there's somebody else here. I see 2 people watching. I didn't check to see how many subscribers I had. Oh, okay, you're just saying what you know about it, so that's why you're not saying very much. I love you. Yeah, I'm enjoying the nice breeze, and that was a very extreme close-up. Yeah, as you can see, we are. Yeah, I think I reached 65, but sometime before I went to bed. very exciting. I am celebrating every little milestone right now because it's a long way to 1,000. So, and you know, if you feel appreciated, you might be more likely to ask people to subscribe. Which is why, well, one of the reasons why I keep asking for questions, so that I know what you would like to talk about and hear about and all that other fun stuff. Yeah, I'm just moving around just because I'm a little on the uncomfortable side, because the bench I'm sitting on is, well, I'm one of them. She still has 5 or 6 subs, but she doesn't do anything on there anymore. Her last thing was posted, her last video was posted, I think she said 3 years ago. So, I didn't even watch YouTube 3 years ago. Oh, I am out of water, so I am going to go in, and I may or may not do another post or another video tonight. I would lean towards no, but if I get messages from some people, you know, through things other than YouTube, then I might go online again. Otherwise, I'll just be watching stuff. So, thank you, have a good day, and everybody stay safe. Bye.